So Chunks has been getting quite a bit of backlash lately. Ever since he did that podcast with KSI, some people have turned on him, and we're going to get into why. A few times now on a new podcast, he's had to address the hate he's been getting.
I was getting cooked from this KSI podcast.
Yeah.
People don't even talk about it anymore. It's fine,
no,
you know
it's a crazy place.
And again, like, it's so funny that KSI himself, we speak all the till today, we still speak to him.
So you can just see from the top comments on this video, Chunks is so entitled, it's crazy. Chunks and accountability don't go together. And then someone said, Chunks, for the love of God, just be quiet. You tried to bait JJ into talking rubbish on Vic's name and it backfired horribly. And now it's hate. Fans and viewers are calling you out. So all in all, it was a little bit of an awkward podcast to watch. There was a lot of Sidemen versus Beta Squad rivalry. That's natural. They're probably two biggest members out of each group. But the question people didn't like is when he said who is his least favorite out of the Sidemen, and he suggested Vic.
Least favorite?
You don't get along with the most, or maybe you're not as close to. There's nothing wrong with that.
But you must name it.
You can say Vic, but don't worry about it.
No, because I actually like Vic.
Yes.
Like Vic is cool. If anything, he's got cooler over the years.
That is true.
No, but he literally has. Oh, because
I like that, yeah. He started off mild and then he just got cool.
I think Vic was the geekiest of the group.
Yes, yeah, hands
and then
down.
he's kind of he really grown as a person.
Yeah, as a person, and he's really like knows what he's doing, and he's definitely like focused. And obviously with the whole DJ stuff, he's there like, oh, I'm trying.
That
to
was a
smash
random
this.
banner in the works, you know. When I just saw my man.
But he's musically
when?
gifted, you know.
Yeah, fair play.
Oh, well, can play the drums, piano, like he can do loads of shit.
Yeah, it's the 1, 2, 3.
It's no 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Bro, when I saw him play drums at my surprise birthday party,
Fair play.
I was like, what the fuck? It gassed me up.
So obviously KSI doesn't want to pick a member. He's cool with Vic. He says that Vic's doing the DJing and stuff now and they're close. But it was the question as well where Chunks was talking about the quality of the Sidemen videos and saying basically Beta Squad make better content. And KSI was very humble in this. He said his girlfriend watches Beta Squad. Their videos are good, but it's the way Chunks come across in this. People are saying he's turned arrogant. What Chunks is trying to get across is the Sidemen release every week and Beta Squad don't. They take breaks from releasing because they're filming their new content and working on it and getting the best edit possible, rather than making sure they release every week, but it's content they're not happy with.
Of course, the bad thing about it is it's not going to be as consistent because we're going to maybe take 4-week quote unquote breaks. But in those breaks, we're still filming videos and making sure the edits are great.
Yeah.
So right now, if we could compare videos in terms of as a content creator, you can watch the Sidemen video, you can watch a Beta Squad video. In your opinion, do you think your content is better than ours?
No, I know my missus watches Beta Squad. And doesn't watch Sidemen.
Of course she won't.
No,
because it's 4 hours and 7 minutes.
It's true.
So obviously the Sidemen actually did start before and have doubled the subscriber count of the Beta Squad, but of course they have time on their side with this. Over the next couple of years, Beta Squad could catch up, but they're growing right now at a similar rate as well. Beta Squad have been releasing things, I believe, in seasons, whereas the Sidemen make a commitment to release every single Sunday. Chunks is basically saying if you slow that down and don't have the commitment, you could put out a better quality of content. And Chunks does have a right to speak here. You look at the views and they're actually very similar, believe it or not, between the Sidemen and the Beta Squad in the last month per video. But at a certain point, it was like there was no rivalry because these guys were clapping so much. If you look at some of the most viewed videos on the Sidemen, they got Young Philly Chunks, they got them Tinder videos together, but then Chunks again was not happy about the Sidemen not appearing on the Beta Squad's channel, whereas they went on the Sidemen's to help.
I asked you guys to jump on. You agreed, everything. The group consensus was happy. And then you said something along the lines of, well, we only have 3 hours or something. But the day that you guys filmed with us, or we filmed with you guys, it wasn't about time restrictions. We're just trying to be there for each other. But then when it's on the flip side, it was like there was time constraints and et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like, what's the reason?
It's not fair, innit?
Clearly
But I don't know.
It's not up to you.
It's not up to me.
Okay, what I'm getting from JJ is,
Like, this podcast was a very strange watch. I didn't expect it to be so Sidemen versus Beta Squad. It actually got to the point where KSI wanted to take his own jab back.
You guys a question between the two of you.
Yeah.
Say you two were to wake up as the other one today. What would you do?
Straight on the treadmill.
Wow. That's how much you've hurt him during this podcast. That's how much you've hurt him.
I got him.
Now, for all different parts of this podcast, he was getting dragged for days. Like someone said, Chunk's best mate was an RS, Young Philly. Now he's trying to chat shit on an innocent Indian Vic stuff. He's addressed the hate he's been getting on numerous podcasts after. And whoa, and though Young Philly has been accused of very serious things, he's got a case in Australia and he's going to have another one he's going to have to go to as well in another country, but he's not been found guilty yet. But it's like people have already made their mind up about Young Philly regardless. Other than these recent situations that we're going to get into, hate really started against Chunks for even making his podcast by himself, saying he's not waiting for his friend. But Young Philly's going to have legal cases for years. He's got a whole nother case in another country once the Australian one is over. So Chunks is obviously going to do his own thing. He's saying it's a passion of his, and I think that they have his studio they probably got to pay rent for as well. It seems like it's at the same place.
Listen, at the end of the day, yeah, it was out there. The video's out. Me and KSI are still friends, and it was a great podcast. So the response on that last pod is a vibe of people that didn't like me anyway and wanted a reason to not like me even more, or people that were just kind of like meh about Chunks, and then this one I don't like. My perception's changed him. I don't like him. It's fine. It's not a problem. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be loved.
Now, Young Philly was mentioned just then, and that's the point. Young Philly and Chunks used to have a podcast together, and they would share half of this, and now it's constantly just on Chunks. When you're talking on a podcast for so long, there's so many points people can pick out, and Chunks is an easy target for this. He has the Clean Hearts brand, the clean image he had, and he's kind of changed over the years, so these points he's making always get clipped. Like he keeps saying, he's friends with KSI. I think there was a Sidemen versus Beta Squad rivalry behind the scenes building up, and this is where a lot of it got aired out on their podcast together.
Fine, man. I'm fine. I think generally it's the response on that last pod is a vibe of people that didn't like me anyway and wanted a reason to not like me even more, or people that were just kind of like meh about Chunks, and then this one I don't like. My perception's changed him. I don't like him. It's fine. It's not a problem. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be loved. I'm here to make videos, make content, and that's why I'm here today.
Just recently, Chunks commented on a TikTok saying, ha ha ha, I appreciate you, my boy. We say alhamdulillah and move. The guy said real recognize real because he defended Chunks saying the hate against him is false.
What did Chunks do to some of you lot, fam? You lot are miserable. I'm seeing like a section of people that keep giving Chunks hate for no reason. I saw a clip of him talking about Darkest father and obviously being very visibly emotional. It's very understandable. And bro, what a real guy. And I'm seeing people still finding a way to somehow complain in the comment section. I saw a clip of him and the Beta Squad dancing when to Shades, yeah? And people are commenting about Chunks. They're singling him out and talking about him. I'm seeing Chunks do the PK Humble dance with Will Smith, and people are still finding a way to make it about Chunks and single him out. And I'm like, bro, you lot are finished, bro. This guy is the most likable guy on the internet. Do you know what he's done for the culture? He's showing everyone that a kid like us that grows up in these sort of areas, that's from where we're from, can make it. He's done all of that. He's broken so many barriers, and there's people still sat at home complaining. I do not understand you lot. He's done nothing. He's been actually a very good person online. He's kept up to a very high standard, been very clean-hearted, and the section that do love him to the max. And obviously that overshadows all the other nonsense and people talking smack. But guys, come on, man. I don't understand what's going on.
Obviously, with the Sidemen as well, there's a whole Maya Jama situation where they had the conflict about Maya Jama saying the Sidemen are private school kids. That was a whole nother situation they spoke about on this episode as well.
Maya Jama started it, man.
Of a Sidemen versus Maya Jama. What's going on here?
Well, look, Maya Jama started it, man. Maya Jama is dope, but I think she worded it poorly, man.
And even with this part of the podcast where Chunks and KSI were discussing the Maya Jama situation, it felt like Chunks was ready for an argument. Then he said who's got smoke for him in the Sidemen about it, saying that when he sees them, he will discuss it.
The Maya Jama segment.
Private school one.
Yeah, bro.
Didn't like that one.
I mean, I imagine when the sidecast video comes out, yeah, imagine.
You guys spoke about it?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Ooh! Yeah. Who's got smoke for me then?
I think it was Ethan went nuts.
Got smoke for me?
No, it's more Maya.
Okay. Regardless, I feel like I'm going to back Maya in the respect that she's not saying that if you're from a private school, you're a joke, man. It's not that. It's just she's saying, coming from where she comes from, she resonates most with people that have similar backgrounds, similar upbringings. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not her shaming a private school because the fact that you managed to have a great education, same way we did, fair play to you, but maybe characteristic-wise, we don't have the similarities. There's nothing wrong with it.
But yeah, the whole Maya Jama situation was his own thing, and her throwing a bit of shade on the Sidemen and saying Beta Squad were better did cause a little bit of a situation already. So by the time Chunks and KSI had a conversation, it was going to be different. But again, KSI cleared that up in a recent interview.
Worded it really bad. And it made it look like we only got to where we got to because, you know, we went to private school. And like, so what?
But it's only you and Simon, 2 members out of the 7 who have been in private school.
Yeah, exactly. And also, who cares? Why is it such a big deal? Like, I went to private school. Does that mean everything I've worked for means nothing? Look, for me to get to this point, what, you think private school just let me enter all this? No, not at all. Like, I had to grind, I had to work for years, bro. This is like 14, 15, 16th year in YouTube, and now I'm only getting to this level. What, you think it's just private school? Nah, man. So I think that's...
But at the end of the day, these two are friends outside of this. They went to that 50 Cent show together, they're post-love. There's a difference between an online and probably rivalries and numbers versus actually having a relationship in real life. I just think where Chunks is doing more talking because he's releasing a podcast every week, there's going to be stuff that people do not agree with and it's going to get spoken about. You cannot agree with every point everyone makes, therefore they're going to get backlash. At some point for saying something, it just comes with the game, and it's been happening for years, even when he done it with Philly.